Okay, let's see. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, जहां से भी आप लोग जुड़े हैं, स्वागत है एक बार फिर से बंदे के क्रिकेट चैनल पर, brought to you by Dafa News. Once again, I've got my cup of coffee, I've got you, I've got cricket on my mind. तो आज दो चीज को लेकर हम बात करेंगे, शुरू करेंगे कल की खबर कि the BCCI had indeed extended a contract extension to Rahul Dravid for an undefined period, which he's accepted. और कल रात को खबर आई थी क्रिक बज़ पर, मेरे जो फेलो मीडिया वाले हैं, बहुत सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट, बड़ी बेहतरीन रिपोर्टर विजय टगोर साहब, उनकी खबर आई थी कल रात को. And the same was published in this morning's Indian Express by Devendra Pandey, which says that the contract for Rahul Dravid has been extended until the end of next year's T20 World Cup, जो कि वेस्ट इंडीज और अमेरिका में खेला जाएगा, नॉर्थ अमेरिका, नेक्स्ट जून जुलाई. So we know कि it's not necessarily a long-term 2-year contract like what Rahul Dravid had for the previous 2 years from 2021 until the end of the one day World Cup. तो क्या निष्कर्ष निकाल सकते हैं हम दोस्तों कल की खबर से और आज सुबह की खबर से? Did the BCCI have a plan post the World Cup? I'm not so sure. सूत्रों के अनुसार मैंने सुना है कि there were mixed feelings about whether Rahul Dravid should be persisted with or should be retained. I'm not going to get too much into that because you never really know what the feeling was, what the overriding feeling was regarding Rahul Dravid. No doubts, अगर आप देखें तो I'll come to the results, but let's talk about, to me, looking at from the outside, looking in, what seems to be working for Rahul Dravid. It seems to be the culture that he's inculcated along with Rohit Sharma. Seems to be a very, very good, positive team environment in the dressing room, a winning mentality, acceptance के हाँ हमसे कुछ गलतियां हुई हैं पिछले साल के T20 Asia Cup में और पिछले साल के T20 World Cup में. Not so much regarding the failure at this summer's WTC final, but you can see the very visible changes, more defined roles. Rohit Sharma being aggressive as an opener, Virat Kohli being given the anchor role. You've seen players having defined roles. And I think despite the abject failure at the World Cup final about 10, 11 days ago, there does seem to be a lot of things going right within the Indian team. And just like you cannot blame one person or give all the praise to one person, I think Rahul Dravid also will get a sample size of the blame and a sample size of the praise, whatever the Indian team does. Lekin, I want to go back to something that I said a long time ago on one of these streams here. To use a business term or a corporate term, KRA, when Rahul Dravid and Virat Kohli came together 2 saal pehle, after the Ravi Shastri Virat Kohli era was brought to a rather abrupt end, दोनों को नॉट लिटरली बट फिगरेटिवली स्पीकिंग, दोनों को एक KRA दिया गया था कि अगले 2 साल में आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 2 साल का है, राहुल द्रविड़ और रोहित, आप तो हैं ही कप्तान, पर लेट्स लुक एट इट फॉर 2 years. आप दोनों को अगले 2 साल में T20 वर्ल्ड कप जीतना है, WTC फाइनल जीतना है और फिर वन डे वर्ल्ड कप जीतना है. These would have been hypothetically the three big talking points, or like I said, in a corporate term, the KRA for the coach and captain. क्या वो तीनों KRA हासिल कर पाए? नहीं. T20 वर्ल्ड कप आप सेमीफाइनल तक पहुंचे पिछले साल, जहां पे इंग्लैंड ने आपको 10 विकेट से हराया. उसके बाद आप इस साल WTC फाइनल पहुंचे, जहां पे आप नहीं जीत पाए, और 10 दिन पहले आप वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल तक पहुंचे और आप नहीं जीत पाए. उस बीच what has Rahul Dravid overseen along with Rohit Sharma? A couple bilateral series wins at home across formats. They lost that rescheduled fifth test match against England this year. They lost the WTC final. There was a failure of last year's T20 World Cup. There was the failure to reach the final of last year's Asia Cup, and then there were all the series at home. In the West Indies, they won a Test series, they won a one-day series, and they lost a T20 series. Dravid did not go to Ireland. So basically, your success is bilateral series at home, and then the Asia Cup 2 months ago. उसके आगे आप जो तीन बड़े टाइटल्स आपको दिए गए थे, 2 व्हाइट बॉल वर्ल्ड कप्स और एक WTC फाइनल, वो आप एज अ कोच और कैप्टन नहीं जीत पाए. ऑफ कोर्स ब्लेम सिर्फ राहुल द्रविड़ और रोहित शर्मा को नहीं जाता है, बट टू वरिंग थिंग्स कम आउट ऑफ द लास्ट टू ICC finals that Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid got to. They misread the conditions and picked the wrong 11 at the Oval in the WTC final this summer, and then they misread the conditions as well in the World Cup final 10 days ago. So yes, there seems to be a very positive vibe, a very good dressing room माहौल जो कहते हैं, प्लेयर्स को रोल क्लैरिटी मिला है, जो मैं सुन रहा हूँ कुछ लोगों से कि बहुत ही अच्छा एक पॉजिटिव एनवायरनमेंट बन चुका है. द BCCI, द कैप्टन, द कोचिंग स्टाफ, द सीनियर प्लेयर्स, the younger players, they're all buying into the way that Rahul Dravid wants this team to be shaped. लेकिन जब आप तीन फाइनल्स जो तीन फाइनल्स आपको पहुंचना था, ऑफ कोर्स लेट्स पुट द एशिया कप अवे, वहां पे मात्र पांच टीमें थे. द थ्री बिग आईसीसी events that you were supposed to win, you failed to do that. That's why I think, as per the reports in Crick Buzz and in the Indian Express, the BCCI has not given Rahul Dravid a 2-year extension. This will be revised at the end of the T20 World Cup, which also brings me to one last point I want to raise here. Is it not time? आप लोग बताइए, is it not time that the BCCI look at separate coaches? Should Rahul Dravid be the T20 coach? Should perhaps someone else be brought in? Do you think we should have a white ball coach and a red ball coach? It seems that perhaps Rahul Dravid is not the best fit for all three formats. It's a damn tough job. It's the most scrutinized, the most intense, high pressure coaching job in all of cricket. And when perhaps you're not a natural fit in the T20 game as a thinker, maybe there is room to perhaps look at someone else, chahe desi ho ya videsi ho, someone to coach the T20 team. I'll let you think about that as I come to your questions. But yeah, think about it. What do you, the viewer, the cricket fan, the common man following this Indian cricket setup, think about Rahul Dravid's extension? चलिए देखते हैं कि कौन कौन जुड़ा है मेरे साथ यहाँ पर. अरे बाप रे, बहुत कमेंट आया है. Manish, good morning, my friend. I believe Dravid has a lot to give to the youngsters, so practically he should be at the NCA with A team. What's your take on selection meeting? I agree with you. I think long term he probably has more to give as a feeder or as a groomer of talents. But let's see. I don't think it's going to be a 2-year coaching stint. As for the selection meeting, let's see. Let's see. I'll be doing a show once the squad's announced. Let's see how that goes. But we'll look. Let's talk about Dravid for a while. Shreyans Kere, I think Dravid should continue. And to be honest, coach doesn't matter. What matters is grassroots culture and good selection. There should be stability. But do we have good selection? Do we have grassroots culture? Not so sure, my friend. Rahul should be retained. Yes, he has. क्या इंडिया को तीन फॉर्मेट की अलग टीम बनाई चाहिए? नहीं, टीम नहीं, लेकिन आपको आपको जरूर एक रेड बॉल कोच और एक अलग व्हाइट बॉल कोच की जरूरत है. Virat Kohli scored runs in T20I World Cups, but strike rate of 131 in T20I World Cups shows those runs are only good for Virat Kohli, not for team. Ramachandra Kumar 1803 with a somewhat controversial statement. You all know where I stand on this, so I'm not going to add on to this. It's something I've been saying for a very, very long time. Sportsman is saying, just saw a promo featuring KL in next T20 series. I mean, Indian cricket is a joke. Feel sorry on all the fans who continue to support this team now. So do I. I said it in my second last stream. It's you, the fans, who are being taken for a ride. I said it that day, and I had genuine concerns that Rinku Singh, Yashasvi Jaiswal, all these players will have to step aside when the team goes back to non-performing senior players. दुख की बात है. And I still can't believe people want Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli to come back for the T20 World Cup. It's just a slap in the face of all these youngsters who are doing so well. Virender Kumar, Virender Sehwag T20 coach. यार जितना मैं जानता हूं वीरेंद्र सहवाग को, मुझे कहीं से लगता नहीं है दोस्त कि वो कोचिंग के काबिल हैं. He's got so much to earn in endorsements. He's got so much to do while being a commentator, giving analysis. मुझे लगता नहीं है वीरेंद्र सहवाग की लाइफस्टाइल देख के, और अब तक नहीं कोच बने तो मुश्किल है दोस्त. Enraj, there should be separate teams and coach for T20 tournaments. No two views about it. Fair enough. Anshul Kumar Mishra, इंडिया शमी सिराज बुमराह के बाद कोई बॉलर नहीं दिखलाया, ये क्या रीजन है? नहीं, बॉलर्स बहुत है, बॉलर्स बहुत है, लेकिन उनको मौके नहीं मिल रहे दोस्त. ऑफ कोर्स ये तीन तो बड़े उम्दे लेवल के बॉलर है, लेकिन इंडिया की लाइन लगी है फास्ट बॉलर्स की, पर अनफॉर्चुनेटली सिलेक्टर्स उन्हें पिक नहीं करते. गुड मॉर्निंग, इन वन वर्ड इट इज रॉन्ग, सेज अमनदीप. प्लीज शेयर योर व्यूज, अमनदीप. सिद्धार्थ कह रहे इट माइट बी ओके टू गिव ड्राविड अ चांस until the T24 T20 World Cup and set a clear goal for the new coach, win the 2016 T20 World Cup. That's why I was wondering, did the BCCI, like the headline of this video says, did it have a plan? Was there a plan in place? Were they looking beyond November 19th? Were they looking at Ashish Nehra when he said no? Was that a surprise? Were they looking at VVS Lakshman? Because I think they've realized internally कि कहीं ना कहीं T20 के लिए आपको थोड़ा और मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, आपको एक अलग किस्म का कोच हायर करना पड़ेगा. I don't think, frankly, the BCCI had a real plan. Oh, let's just go with Dravid because we did get to the final and then let's see. But I think it's too much to expect Rahul Dravid to give results across these three formats. Lawrence Bishnoi पूछ रहे, is it right time to replace Rohit Ruturaj as we don't see Rohit for World Cup 2027? I said it yesterday, and I said it day before yesterday. I think Rohit Sharma, probably because of how good he's batting and because they've not identified the next captain, the next leader, or the next big opener. I think Rohit Sharma should push himself, push his body. He's not getting younger. He should plan to retire from one days post the 2025 Champions Trophy. I was not in favor of this before the World Cup, but seeing the way that Rohit Sharma batted in the Asia Cup, seeing the way he batted in the World Cup, I think he needs to really become that senior father figure to guide this team. You cannot just appoint some Rituraj Gaikwad captain or Shreyas Iyer captain. There needs to be a very, very clear process के लक्ष्य क्या है. जब तक रोहित शर्मा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं, हम उनसे क्या हासिल करना चाहते हैं. Win the WTC final 2 years from now, win the Champions Trophy 2 years from now? I would hope so, but if not, then I would just hope that there's a clear line of thinking. Do not just drop Rohit Sharma like that. Have a plan, have an exit plan. And I believe, हालांकि ऐसा कुछ होगा नहीं क्योंकि I know how the BCCI operates differently. The exit plan should be to get Rohit Sharma to try and win the Champions Trophy in 2025. Castle is saying, I think T20 team should be a mix of experience and young teammates. Absolutely sahi. I've been saying it all year. Manish Kere agreed. White ball and red ball. Coach, captain, team should all be different with key players floating. Ideally, yes. Shreyans Kere, India is good in T20. No, they're very, very bad in T20. It's just we're sending our older players. That's why India looks bad. There should be a proper backing like an ODI Shreyas got. There should be, but the fact that India, again, India is number one in T20s, number one in ODIs, नंबर वन इन टेस्ट. लेकिन भैया आप ट्रॉफी क्यों नहीं जीते हो? आप केवल और केवल बायलैटरल सीरीज जीतकर नंबर वन हुए हो. सो इंडिया टू मी इज नॉट दैट गुड इन T20s. भुवनेश्वर कुमार क्यों नहीं खेल रहा है? क्योंकि उन्होंने एक साल पहले ही रिटायरमेंट ले लिया दोस्त अंतरराष्ट्रीय क्रिकेट से. इंडियन टीम नीड्स अ फॉरेन कोच. Maybe I don't know, my friend, how true that is, because a lot of factors have to be considered. When you get a foreign coach these days, he comes with his whole entourage, and somehow that becomes a bit overbearing. There's a culture gap, there's a communication gap. John Wright worked, but that was 20 odd years ago. Greg Chappell didn't work, Duncan Fletcher didn't work, and Gary Kirsten worked. So बहुत सारे factors हैं. I would like to see, बेशक वो इंडियन हो या इंडियन नहीं हो या विदेशी हो, I just want that person to be properly qualified. Look at Andrew McDonald. Andrew McDonald का coaching experience 2021 से पहले एक आध IPL franchise के साथ था, एक आध इंग्लैंड काउंटी टीम के साथ था, एक आध BBL franchise के साथ था. 2021 में, just before the 2021 T20 World Cup, Andrew McDonald, who'd played for Australia but was not even a very good player. He was a decent player. He was made the assistant coach to Justin Langer. And immediately the results were that team won the T20 World Cup. 2 साल पहले. उसके बाद Langer was dropped. He was removed or contract wasn't extended. And Andrew McDonald became the full-time coach. So a coach who starts off his first tenure by winning the 2021 T20 World Cup, then wins the Ashes, then wins the WTC final, and then wins the One Day World Cup. I want the BCCI to find someone like him, someone who understands coaching. And I don't think they will go after someone like Andrew McDonald. I'm hearing Stephen Fleming, I'm hearing Gautam Gambhir, Virendra Sehwag. नहीं, एक एंड्रू मैकडोनाल्ड टाइप बंदे को लाओ जो 2 साल में आपको तीनों आईसीसी ट्रॉफीज लेके दिया है. वो चाहिए मेरे को. इंडिया के बैट्समैन बॉलर क्यों नहीं करते जैसे यूवी रैना करते या तिलक वर्मा? क्योंकि सबको बैटिंग की फिक्र पड़ी है. सिंपल सी बात है, इसमें कोई दिमाग लगाने की बात नहीं है दोस्त. हेलो भैया, सेइंग सीपीएल लास्ट 68 इनिंग्स. अच्छा, आप बहुत देखते हो यार. मैंने लाइफ में अब तक 2 सीपीएल मैच भी नहीं देखे. 68 innings, only 8 times teams have scored 200 plus. Don't you think this makes strike rotation more important? And 70 is very good score there. देखो, Caribbean के pitches इतने high scoring नहीं है, वो काफी slow and low है. You need certain players. What does Ishan Kishan do? Ishan Kishan gets bogged down by dot balls. Ishan Kishan 2 मैच पहले he was really bogged down. फिर अचानक एक ओवर में उन्होंने 20 रन मारे. अच्छा है लेकिन प्रॉब्लमैटिक भी है. शुभमन गिल, सूर्य कुमार यादव, इनका जो नेचुरल गेम है ये फिलहाल वेस्ट इंडीज में ज्यादा चलता नहीं है. तो इसलिए मुझे ज्यादा चिंता है कि केवल वेस्ट इंडीज में चलने के लिए, जहां पे अगले साल का T20 वर्ल्ड कप होगा, किस किस्म के खिलाड़ी सिलेक्ट करने चाहिए। सूर्य कुमार यादव यहां बहुत चलते हैं इंडिया में, इंग्लैंड में चले हैं, 100 लगा चुके हैं, न्यूजीलैंड में 100 लगा चुके हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में रन बना चुके हैं, साउथ अफ्रीका में रन बनाएंगे इस बार। लेकिन वेस्ट इंडीज के ट्रैक्स पे जहां पे उनका सुपला शॉट वगैरह नहीं चलता है, शुभमन गिल वहां स्ट्रगल कर चुके हैं। Who are the kind of players who can succeed on those pitches? Yes, strike ratio becomes important, but you also have to find the gaps. You need power hitters. That's my concern. If Rahul Dravid is T20 coach, he will definitely pay KL Rahul, and I don't want that. I'm not surprised, my friend. Bilateral should only be performance screener. BCCI seems very confused from past 7 years. Not just BCCI, but everyone. Can India qualify for WTC finals? I mean, why not? There's every reason to believe. अभी तो एक टेस्ट मैच हुआ भी नहीं इस साइकिल में. Why not? Dravid failed badly in T20 World Cup and WTC final, as well as the one day final. Let's not ignore that, which are next tournaments. He had no business to continue. We are not planning, we are not winning anything in future if we continue with same coaches and selections. I get your sentiment. I get your sentiment. Hi, Karan. Wanted to ask you, how do you manage such a hectic schedule in your daily life? Well, it's much more easier now. During the World Cup, I was doing 5 live shows. Now it's just down to 2 live shows for the last couple of days. The third one will be picked up, but I make time. I mean, I find time to write my articles. I find time to do my podcasts. I find time to read books. I've been doing some auditions. As you can see, I've been going back and forth to Bombay for three one-day shoots across the last 3 weeks. I'm going again this weekend for 2 days. I just manage. But best part is my decision 4 years ago to stop going to office anymore. I'm such a liberated person since I decided no more 12-hour office shifts. I'm done. कोच से ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता. 2007 T20 वर्ल्ड कप कोच कौन था इंडिया का? 2013 में चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में कोच कौन था? चलिए, अंशुल कुमार मिश्रा की बात को लेकर मैं आप सभी से एक सवाल पूछूंगा. देखते हैं आप लोग कितने क्रिकेट ज्ञानी हैं यहाँ पे. कैन यू टेल मी, क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हैं अगले 2-3 मिनट के अंदर सबसे पहला क्रिकेट कोच कब आया? कौन थे वो? बताइए आप लोग. Who was the first official coach in cricket? What was his name? What team did he coach? And what was the year? And then I'll circle back to your point about whether or not coaches are required. डेडपुल कह रहे हार्दिक खेलेगा T20 वर्ल्ड कप में, बेस्ट ऑलराउंडर. बिल्कुल, हार्दिक पांड्या तो अभी आ जाएंगे 1 महीने बाद. मनीष कह रहे आशु भाई इज बेस्ट कोच फॉर T20 कोचिंग. I can call him by because he was classmate. Well, आशु भाई ने बोल दिया भैया मुझे तो करना नहीं है. And I get it. He's moved to Goa. He leads a lovely chilled out lifestyle. He's got his IPL gig. He's got his commentary gig. Why would you want to disturb that? He loves his family. He doesn't want to be away. I totally get why someone would not want to pick up a very very high profile coaching job despite the obvious financial gains. But खैर छोड़ो, बताइए, सवाल दीजिए मेरे जवाब का. पहला क्रिकेट कोच कौन था? उनका नाम, किस टीम के कोच थे वो, और कौन सा साल में आए थे वो. तब मैं बताता हूं कि क्या कोच की अहमियत असली में होती है. शेन वॉर्न ने कहा था एक बार 90s में या 2000 में कि कोच वो होता है जो आपको होटल से ग्राउंड और ग्राउंड से होटल तक लेके जाता है. ही वाज रेफरिंग टू कोच एज इन द बस दैट दे कॉल. बाहर देश में, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में और इंग्लैंड में बस को कोच बुलाते हैं. एंड आई गेट, आई मीन, not every team has needed a coach. 1975 World Cup was won without a coach. The 1779 World Cup was won without a coach. The 1983 was won by Kapil Dev's team without a coach. There was no coach, like you mentioned. 2007 अंशुल ने कहा था कोई कोच नहीं था. आपको बस एक ऐसा व्यक्ति चाहिए जिनके पास सीनियोरिटी हो, गेम की नॉलेज हो, टेक्निकल एक्सपीरियंस हो. आप उसे कोच कहो या मेंटोर कहो या मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर कहो या बड़े भाई कहो, जो भी है. आई डोंट थिंक यू हैव टू अटैच द वर्ड कोच टू इट. राहुल द्रविड़, रवि शास्त्री, ग्रेग चैपल, ये सचिन तेंदुलकर, सौरव गांगुली, विराट कोहली, रोहित शर्मा को ये क्या बैटिंग सिखाएंगे? यू नीड समवन हु अंडरस्टैंड्स द प्रेशर्स ऑफ बीइंग एन इंडियन क्रिकेटर, द प्रेशर्स ऑफ बीइंग एन IPL क्रिकेटर, द प्रेशर्स ऑफ प्लेइंग 3 फॉर्मेट्स, अब्सॉर्बिंग प्रेशर. बहुत आप में से व्यूअर्स पूछते हैं कि हमेशा की तरह प्रेशर क्यों नहीं झेल पाई ये टीम, मेंटल कंडीशनिंग पे क्यों हमारी टीम वीक है. यू जस्ट नीड समवन. एंड आई थिंक, yes, Ravi Shastri did not have any major World Cups to his credit when he was the coach, but the team was doing a bit more, I feel, than what this team is doing. सोनू कुमार कह रहे हैं बॉब वुलमर, नहीं नहीं, बॉब वुलमर तो बहुत बहुत लेट आए हैं, आप बहुत बहुत लेट। बॉब वुलमर तो लेट 90s में आए। सबसे पहला कोच कौन था और किस साल में आए थे वो? Castle is saying brand endorsement should be limited for playing 11 until they win an IC Cup. Well, wishful thinking, my friend, but we're living in a bubble if we think that is ever going to be put into motion. So, so yeah. Anyways, Rahul Dravid, a coach contract has been extended. Apparently, it'll be revised after next year's T20 World Cup. Keki Tarapur, no, Keki Tarapur never coached an international cricket team, but it's a good name. Who is your favorite to win T20 World Cup? I'm still saying England. N Raj is saying talents of Jaiswal and Rinku was noticed in 2021 IPL and confirmed. Why time in IPL 22 and by Ian Bishop? It is now only that all seniors are going gago. These two both should have been selected in. I guess you're saying earlier. Fact Life 2.0 is saying some low level cricketers should become a coach, not big names. Not necessarily, because our superstar culture won't really allow that low level player, as you say, to gel and to share knowledge with superstars. It cannot be a low level player. पाकिस्तान कैसा परफॉर्म करेगा T20 वर्ल्ड कप? बॉलिंग अच्छी है उनकी। यार देखो, पाकिस्तान अगर तीनों फॉर्मेट को देखें, डेडपूल, वैसे आपका असल नाम क्या है बताइए मुझे? पाकिस्तान और terrible in one days, they're not very good in tests, but in T20s they somehow managed to get it together, which is why ऑल सडन डन पिछले साल के T20 वर्ल्ड कप तक पहुंच तो गई थी वो टीम। But again, I mean, so many factors have to come into consideration. Like India, they also will struggle on those slow and low West Indies pitches. बाबर वहां नहीं चलेंगे, रिजवान वहां नहीं चलेंगे, फकर जमान शायद चल जाए, शादाब खान का फॉर्म लापता है, मोहम्मद नवाज का फॉर्म लापता है, उसामा मीर का फॉर्म लापता है, नसीम शाह तो आएंगे वापस, हारिस रौफ का फॉर्म लापता है। तो अभी पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट एक ऐसा, क्या कहूं, ऐसा भवंडर है कि 5-6 महीने बाद कौन सी टीम हो गई वो आप और मैं नहीं बता सकते। सो बट यस, आई वुड रैंक देम फार मोर डेंजरस इन T20s एज कंपेयर टू वन डे क्रिकेट। भाई, जो मैंने सवाल पूछा उसका जवाब नहीं आया। आई सेड हु वाज द फर्स्ट कोच of an international cricket team and in what year? Only one answer has come. Two have come. KK Tarapur. It was not the lovely KK Tarapur. It was also not Bob Woolmer. बता दूं आपको, 1987 वर्ल्ड कप जो ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम इंडिया आई थी और जो वर्ल्ड कप लेके गई थी, Bob Simpson. No, it was not John Buchanan. John Buchanan came about, what, 10, 12 years after. Bob Simpson was the first official coach of an Australian team. The Australian Cricket Board took a leaf out of other sports and said, let's send the former Australian player Bob Simpson, जो कि एक जाने माने गुरु थे ऑस्ट्रेलिया के. He was the first coach, and in that first World Cup that he captained, the Australian team bucked the odds. Yes, Chandan Kumar, you said it exactly after I've said it. Bob Simpson was the first coach. तो जब 1975, 1979, 1983 तीन वर्ल्ड कप्स में बिना कोच के, 2 बार वेस्ट इंडीज और 1 बार हमारी भारतीय टीम वर्ल्ड कप जीत के आई, अचानक ऐसा क्या जरूरत पड़ा कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने एक कोच को रखा? Obvious reasons. He was known to be a very good slip fielding coach and a tactician. पर उसके बाद से ये कोच का जो कल्चर ये बढ़ने लगा. बहुत कोच सफल रह चुके हैं, बहुत कोच नाकामयाब रह चुके हैं. I think you need someone to guide, to shepherd, to mentor, to inspire, to boost. But does it need to be a coach as such? I don't really think so. आप कुछ भी नाम लगा लो. You need someone who understands the human psyche, who understands human frailties. I know Ravi Shastri gets a lot of flack. I've been critical of some of the tactical blunders, but there's a certain motivation you need to get the best out of players. And I hope Rahul Dravid in his second stint can do it, because I think overall results have been decent, but you've not won those 3 titles. मुझे एक ऐसा कोच चाहिए जो तीनों फॉर्मेट समझे और अपने प्लेयर्स को बेस्ट मोटिवेशन दे. एंड आई विश राहुल द्रविड़ ऑल द बेस्ट. अंशुल कुमार कह रहे हैं इंडिया में फुटबॉल क्यों नहीं? अरे फुटबॉल की छोड़ो भाई, दोस्त मेरे, माफी चाहूंगा, मैं बहुत बार कह चुका हूं, इंडिया, इस देश एज अ होल, ये देश बोल चुका है कि फुटबॉल हमें पसंद नहीं है. इंडिया हैज गिवन इट्स आंसर टू फुटबॉल decades ago. तो टू माय माइंड देयर इज रियली नो पॉइंट आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन. चंद लोग हैं जो फुटबॉल को देखते हैं, चंद लोग हैं इस देश में जो फुटबॉल खेलते हैं, चंद लोग हैं जो फुटबॉल को फाइनेंशियली सपोर्ट करते हैं. आई लव देम, आई विश देम ऑल द बेस्ट. लेकिन एज अ नेशन, इंडिया हैज गिवन इट्स आंसर टू फुटबॉल decades ago. आशुतोष बाजपेयी, मिडिल ऑर्डर रहाणे अय्यर डोंट गिव कॉन्फिडेंस. रहाणे का नाम कहां से आ गया? रहाणे इज नॉट प्लेइंग फॉर इंडिया एवर अगेन माय फ्रेंड. रहाणे का नाम कैसे आया? Would it be okay if KL has started 5 in tests? Definitely. Whatever time KL Rahul spends in an India shirt, whatever format, he should not be opening. He should not be opening one days. He should not be opening in ODIs and T20s, and he should not be opening in tests. You have Jaiswal, you have Gale, you have Rituraj, you have other players. Please, by all means, give them a chance. If you want to persist with KL Rahul in one days, bat him at 5. If you want to persist with KL Rahul in tests, bat him at 5. My pacers for tests would be Bumrah, Shami, Siraj, Shardul, Ishant, Prasidh. Ishant has retired, so we won't be seeing him. Shardul, probably that ship has sailed. I think Prasidh should be tried in South Africa. Would India play Ash or Jaddu? South Africa again. South Africa traditionally Ashwin has not played much there, so I would like to see both, but I'm guessing it's going to be Jaddu again. Sir, West Indies will be a very dangerous team in T20 work if they play to their potential. डेफिनेटली, पर इतने साल हो गए कि उन लोगों ने कुछ किया है, तो मुझे तो उनसे कोई उम्मीद नहीं है दोस्त. Don't know the first coach, but in 2007, Lal Chand Rajput was no less than a coach. Correct. And that's what I said. He didn't have the word coach attached to him. इंडिया में क्रिकेट नंबर 1 स्पोर्टिंग, बिल्कुल. जय कुमार, थैंक यू माय फ्रेंड जय कुमार. गौरव कुमार कह रहे एसए वर्सेस ऑल सेमीफाइनल वाज द बेस्ट गेम ऑफ वर्ल्ड कप. आई वाज देयर एट ईडन गार्डन्स, आई लव इट. We should have more dicey pitches to have proper contest between bat and ball. Thoughts? You definitely need more dicey pitches, but not in a World Cup final. Like what India asked for, a slow and low track, that came back to bite them in the rear end. But definitely, I get your point. This whole World Cup, there were too many one-sided matches. It was, like I told you a few weeks ago, and I've gone through the scorecards of all the World Cups going back to 1975. This was the most one-sided World Cup ever, and that's because largely the pitches and the lack of competitive teams in one-day cricket. आप लोग मेरी बात मानिए या ना मानिए, आपकी चॉइस है. इस वनडे वर्ल्ड कप में 10 टीम्स थे, 3 अच्छी टीम्स थी, एक चौथा टीम ठीक ठाक था, और बाकी 6 टीम very 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 average. So anyways, guys, thanks for your time. I'll see you today as soon as the Indian squad is announced, or the Indian squads are announced by Ajit Agarkar. यहीं दिल्ली में आज मीटिंग है, मीटिंग शुरू होने वाली है 10:30 बजे, मैंने सुना है. As soon as the squads are announced, I will hop on. Hopefully, I'm not doing a rehearsal or anything. I will hop on to this live stream and I'll do a reaction for you all. ठीक है? So please subscribe, keep the notification button clicked at all times ताकि आपको मालूम पड़े जैसे ही मैं कभी एक live video पेश करता हूँ. Thank you all for joining this morning. Have a great day ahead. And like I said, I'll see you hopefully in a few hours with a live reaction to India's squads for the tour of South Africa. Take care. Jai Hind.